Dare I say it? I think I may have to agree with Piers Morgan. Well, he said that he was looking forward to the BBC suspending David Attenborough and Alan Sugar after taking a Gary Lineker off the air. Yeah, that's what Piers Morgan has said. Well, Piers Morgan has blasted the BBC, he did. He says it's a ridiculous decision to pull Gary Lineker off Match of the Day. Crazy thing about it is Gary Lineker is still getting paid his 1.355 million salary. Remember, he's a freelance, you see, it's all by contract. Well, the corporation, the BBC, has said that Mr. Lineker's criticism of the government's illegal migration bill on Twitter was a breach, it was, of their guidelines. That's what the BBC has said. Oh my giddy aunt. No one's allowed to have an opinion anymore. So, Gary Lineker has had to step back from presenting duties the Match of the Day until a clear position on his social media use is agreed, apparently. This is literally Tory control of the BBC. Been saying it for God knows how long now, and it's becoming clearer and clearer and clearer that the BBC is a Tory stew. Look at Fiona Bruce, for instance, of Question Time. What did she say? I was a carefully selected audience, she said. Admitting that the whole thing is pretty much controlled. Impressive. Well, the pundit... Well, he's got a nice step back, he has, from his presenting duties on the flagship football show that he's presented since 1999. So that clear position of the social media use is agreed. But Piers Morgan, he had something to say, he did. He blasted the decision. He thought it was ridiculous. I happen to agree. Well, he fumed, he did. That this is a ridiculous decision, and if the BBC really believes its presenters shouldn't have a political opinion, and I look forward to them suspending David Attenborough, hence the recent, they've cancelled his last episode in a recent, it's supposed to be a 6-part series. It's now going to be a 5-part series because it makes the Tories look, in a bad light, and landowners in a bad light because they're destroying the nature, the countryside. What about Alan Sugar? He's constantly piping up online, he is. Although he did tell everybody, you've got to vote Tories in 2019, is what he told everybody on Twitter. And now he's tweeted that they're a bunch of useless TWAD. Words to that effect. He said also Alan Sugar, he should be, kicked off as well. And everyone else who has presented on the BBC but makes their opinions. Well, Sir David Attenborough has also criticised the government's environmental record, while Lord Sugar urged Brits to back the Tories in 2019. And in a later tweet, the Talk TV's Piers accused the BBC of being pathetically spineless over the decision. Yes, I agree again. Oh dear, I feel really bad. I do. To make me feel ill, he is. Can't stand Piers Morgan, but he's right here. Anyway, Mr. Lineker, he sparked a free speech row, didn't he? And when he compared the government's plan to, ban migrants, ban asylum seekers, really. Make it impossible for them to apply for asylum, because there's no safe routes, you see. So everyone's illegal, and if you're illegal, you can't get asylum in the UK. Pretty much what happens now anyway, really. They're just going to make it even harder. I know they say, we're going to open up more safe routes. Oh, yeah, I reckon. Not. Once that bill goes through, that's it. That door is closed. It is. Well, Gary Lineker thought it... he compared it from settling in Britain with 1930s Germany. And he's got a point. that came as responded to a video on Twitter of the Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, as she presented the government's plan. Well, the legislation will see migrants swiftly detained and removed to either their country of origin or a safe third state within 28 days. Rwanda. Yes, they're trying to push that. But that's not going to be passed through the European, the European Court of Human Rights. No. Even Suella Braverman says it's teetering on the edge. It's not going to go through, no. And Macron, I don't know if I haven't heard yet if he said no. But Sunak has been speaking with Macron today. Ask him, will you please take back the illegals that come over here in little boats from France, please? Thank you. Macron will say, no. No. But he'll say, no. Not going to happen. And why would he? Once they're in the UK, it's the UK's problem. They've got enough flipping problems to worry about. Well, Lineker said, sharing the actual clip, he said, good heavens, this is beyond awful. And he's right, it is. Responding to another user who described him as out of order. Well, he added, we take far fewer refugees than any other European countries. Germany, for instance, well over 1 million. Well, he said this is just immeasurably cruel policy directed at the most vulnerable people in language that is not dissimilar to that used by Germany in the 1930s. And I'm out of order, he says, referring to himself. Oh. Well, in a statement earlier, the BBC outlined that they had undergone extensive discussions with the ex-England star, who's 62 years of age now. He ain't doing too bad for 62. It must be all those Walker's crisps. Maybe. Well, the BBC, they did praise his sports coverage. Cover a negative with a positive. What a bunch of you-know-whats, quite frank. So I would say, would you say that the BBC has now become, well, it's been for a while actually, a Tory stooge? Because that's what I think. I think they are. End of the day, they have got a Tory donor running the BBC now. Supposed to be balanced view. Not supposed to take sides. No. Supposed to be impartial. But it hasn't been impartial for a very long time, no. Well, anyway, I do apologise for wearing the glasses, but my eyes are kicking. So, I had dry eye syndrome. Anyway. Oh my god, I forgot the word of the day. Maybe you can think of a special word of the day to describe what's going on. Oh my god, I had it on the tip of my tongue and now I forgot it. All that jabbering. I think it is anyways. Either that or I'm losing my mind. Crikey. They're just trying to control the narrative, aren't they? The Tories, through the BBC. Well, it's time for me to go. You tell me what you think. But please, hit the like button. But also, there's the Patreon and you buy us a coffee. And the links are down below in the description that they are. If you think we're worth it. This is kind of a job, you know. And I suppose I'd like to get paid. YouTube don't pay for it. I'd earn more on a paper round. I really would. I'll probably get about 50p an hour or something. Madness. Why the hell do I do it? There you go. So to be. Anyway. Boop the like button. And maybe that'll subscribe. A little bell icon, because then you get one fuzzy thing in your pocket every time I upload a video. Getting bad worse, isn't it? Every day some more madness is thrown in our faces. Oh, don't forget we go live on Sundays at 8 PM. That'll be GMT, yeah. English time, UK time. Or 9 PM CET. What joins then? We'll talk about stuff, I suppose. We'll try. I will try to create more of a structured show. Try and keep it under 2 hours. 6 hours the other day. Don't want to do that again. I was absolutely. Oh well. Ta-ta.